Yeah, good morning, fellow gamers. It is I once again, Sorry the Risen, back with another Destiny 2 video. Well, as you can tell from the title, well, before I get into that, I just want to send a big shout out and thank you to CB Gray. That's CB Gray. That guy has the best channel in my opinion because he does things for people without expecting anything. Maybe a like, even comment, but this guy, if you come across his channel, let me say it again, it's CB Gray. This guy is absolutely amazing. He doesn't ask for anything. The dude, I don't really put people's channels out there, but this guy in particular, like, he's up to like, he's almost at 8,000 subs, but this dude goes out of his way to help people, and he's so freaking chill. He's not judgmental. He doesn't do any of those toxic things that, gamers do when their channel gets kind of big, the attitude and all this. This guy is extremely positive. I suggest you go check out his channel because in truth the dude does try to get things done. This right here was ran by him. He put this together and he was doing this for a long time yesterday, and he basically, if you go to his channel, the dude will let you know exactly what's going to be running if you pay attention to his Twitter and everything. Next time, well, he was doing Whisper of the Worms, but they do a raffle. You get caught, he run you through, and even if you can't make the jumping puzzle, they'll kill the bosses before you get there. But it's a few people that help him out that are really good people too. So yeah, go check out CB Great. But without further ado, let's just get into it. This is going to be basically about my thoughts on the state of the game as far as the end game and activities that you're unable to participate in, if simply for the fact that you're not part of a clan, or if you're part of a clan, they no longer active on this game. Because to be honest, there's a lot of people that are in clans where their clans are never on here. They've moved on to games like Fortnite. Some have went back to Division, and some just simply don't play this game. And it's not due to the fact that there's no real content left on this game, because there's a lot of in-game activities as far as the raids, the strikes, escalation protocol, and a lot of people, they want to get geared up going into Forsaken, but they're unable to do so if simply for the fact that their clan is inactive. And then you can go on LFG. I hear a lot. This is what I always hear, and like I said, this is mostly my thoughts, so it's just basically me talking. Sorry if the video is going to be long, but I doubt it's going to be the whole time, so you really don't have to watch the whole thing. It's just basically, like I said, my thoughts on it. Well, I know Bungie, they've gone out of their way to try to figure something out in order to give everybody an opportunity to run raids. It came with the guided games, which was supposed to be a beta, and I was assuming that they would come up with something that would make it a lot more accessible to people that are trying to get into raids. But I mean, to keep it honest, you're probably going to be queuing for 45 minutes, maybe longer. Sometimes people are not even doing guided games. They're not really worried about doing guided games, if just for the fact that there's no real incentive, there's no real reason to do guided games to help anybody out. And on LFG right now, that's basically the overwhelming incentive, well, not incentive, but the overwhelming, how should I say, it's basically what everybody's thinking. If you're not experiencing a raid, nobody's really gonna carry you. Every once in a while, you might run into somebody that they're willing to carry you through the raid, because they need help. But for the most part, you're rarely gonna find out on LFG. Like I said, as far as queuing in order to do any type of raid, and don't even mention prestige, because nobody is gonna want to carry you through that if you're not experienced at all. And a lot of times, the only way to gain experience is for people to help you gain that experience. But like I said, on LFG, it's pretty much dead. If somebody does come with a raid, people are on it so quick. It's not like D1 where you can go on and you can find like maybe 20, 30 people at every other minute doing raids and doing this and getting the end content. And even then, people had problem finding raids and finding people to carry them. But now, oh yeah, it's basically dead. LFG is basically dead. Like I said, you have these content creators that come on here and they're like, "Oh, you shouldn't be able to, find You shouldn't be having any problem finding raid partners and this and that, and you should just join a clan. Well, some of the criterias for joining these clans are you need to know how to raid, but how are you gonna know how to raid if you've never raided or nobody has took the time to take you through the raid? A lot of people feel as if they have no time to help you, and like I said, guided games is a really great concept with no real incentive or no real backing to it. Look at if it was me, I would give something exclusively, not just a shader or I don't even think they give shaders, but something exclusive. Maybe there's a weapon that you can only get if you're doing guided games. Some type of weapon that it no matter how many times you do it, there's always random perks on this weapon. That would make it a lot more interesting. That would make people actually want to help you grind through the raid. And I'm not talking about the basic raid gear and the basic raid, whatever. Something that's a lot different than what people. It's kind of like the Redrix Claymore. People that got the Redrix Claymore, that they grinded hard to get it, and it was skill, it was luck, and it was a few other things put into it in order to get this weapon. So why if you can do something like that for Crucible, why not do something like that for guided games? Because that would be a true incentive to actually want to help people. Some of these, and it's not to say that because these people want to help, don't want to help, they're bad people. It just means that their time is precious. So to waste time spending hours trying to help somebody through a raid that might not get it right away, it's kind of tedious. And if you're just giving shaders or you're just giving an emblem showing that you do it, okay, some people that was good at first, and people out the kindness in their heart, they're gonna do it, but after a while it's like, what else are we getting? You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's like even nightfalls. I've ran people through the nightfalls, and yeah, your clan, you get like certain little perks or whatever you call them, but for the most part, they really mean nothing. An emblem is cool the first time, but after that, what good is it? Yeah, I'm gonna get 50 emblems of the same if I run people. No, you got to give people something to chase. If you give people something to chase, or you give people a better incentive, people are going to be willing to help people. Right now, nobody really, there's no real need to help people because you're not really getting nothing. So, with that being said, Bungie, what you should do is just give some specific loot. You know what I mean? For people that do these guided games, give them something, because there is a lot of good people out there that's willing to help people. But if you're going to have them spending hours on the same mission in order to help somebody gain something that they didn't have right now, I should have had the one raid shotgun, but I'm unable to get it because I have nobody that really want to do it. And that's just one of the things. Whisper of Worms, another one. You something really has to be wrong with the way you're doing it if people have to pay upwards to $300-400 in order to get a guarantee Whisper of the Worm. And that's not even the catalyst. I looked on one line, and which it was what, $45 for to get the weapon, and to get the catalyst was 30. I mean, that tells you something. Yeah, not everybody is gonna get the gun, but you make it to where it's basically nearly impossible. And then, not to mention, it's like when you did the black spindle, that was some work in itself. But that's when LFG, excuse my language, I mean, not excuse my language, but that's when LFG was popping. That's when everybody was on LFG. That's when everybody was into the activities. When D2 came out and with its lackluster content, a lot of people fell off, and now it's so hard to find on LFG. Unless you're like one of those hardcores like me and a few other people. A lot of people have moved on for this game, and then now to top it off, people don't even want to pay for the for the Forsaken DLC because they feel like it's a cash grab and it's just too much money for the game. I personally gonna get it because I'm a Destiny fan, and that's not being stupid. It's just I enjoy the game, so I'm gonna get it. Now, if it turns out to be whack, then I probably will never pick up another Destiny game in my life. It's just, I mean, you can give a lot of chances. And me, I'm one of those people, especially if it's something I really enjoy. I'm gonna bump my heads a lot of times before I finally get it. Now, if Destiny Forsaken is what it's cracked up to be, because I mean the War Mine wasn't the best, but I still enjoyed certain aspects of it. The only thing that is like the hardest thing to swallow is like I paid $60. No, actually I paid more because I always get the one that has the most content in it or like special perks. So I'm always going for like the gold or the legendary edition, whatever is the one that you pay the most money for. I got Cade's figures, I got all that. So it's not like I don't pay for, what I want. But you got to think about it like this. If somebody has to go online and pay 160, 200, $300 in order to get through your content, in order to get somebody to help them, then obviously something's wrong. Something you got to fix. Because, I mean, like I said, if somebody, it's like $20, okay, people buy skins on Fortnite for $20. That's because they get free content, and that's a way of them basically, showing off their character and also paying this company back for what they do to them. And Fortnite, even though I'm not really good at the game, they really look out for their customers. They giving you all this free content, and you're not forced to buy the skins. You can walk around with default skins, but they still give you that option, and people feel that it's only right to buy the skins. And some of the skins they got are just straight dope. So you could pretty much learn by that. It's like set up something that gives people. If I mean, like I said, not everybody's gonna get carried through the raid. But like I said, if you're gonna set up things such as guided games, you want to give the people that's actually doing guided games some incentive to help people. And people will. Destiny community can be toxic, but it can also be really good. I know a lot of people that play Destiny have, I mean, that not all of you, but a lot have that elitist attitude. We all suffer from that. Our game is number one. Screw every other game. We all suffer from that. But then you got people that take it a lot further. So their attitude on helping people are basically like never. Like if you're not good enough to, they're on some Dark Soul vibe. Get good or get gone. So yeah, you have those, and I deal with them all the time. But for the most part, we got a good community. We got people that really go out of their way to help you. Sometimes they help you just because they're bored, but they're still helping you. I've had people introduce me to the raid in D1, and then I turned around and I introduced other people. It's to pay it forward. But this is never going to happen if there's no real incentive. You might be able to, maybe get a guided game because they needed somebody in their group, but like I said, you're going to be waiting a few hours in order to get Quayed in. I Quayed into a nightfall that took me like a good, it said that it would take 25 minutes, but it turned out to be a lot more than that. And then when it did come time for it, it just didn't happen. So it just basically started all over, which, I mean, that's something entirely within itself. But basically, this whole video was just to tell Bungie, like, look, you lock your content behind, stuff that you need groups to do. So if you created something like guided games, like I said, give better incentives. Don't just give something like, uh, you get some type of you know what? In fact, my bad. Why don't you give something like shaders and special armors with special perks to it, special weapons with some type of perk? Maybe give us a weapon that like the Redrick Claymore that only you can get if you carry somebody through guided games, and your whole squad get it. You know what I mean? It's like because 9 out of 10, it took a whole squad to help out these few people. So everybody gets the weapon, if you're getting, except if you're getting carried. If you're getting carried, you're not doing guided games, then you don't get the weapon. Only do uh only do uh I'm sorry. Only give that weapon to the people that actually are in the same clan, or they've signed up somehow to do the guided games, which most likely the same clan. If your clan runs these people through guided games, like it's already said, whoever's in your clan that helps in that instance gets that weapon. And anybody in a clan that carries people through the raid, basically, but it has to be a guided game. Uh, gets that particular weapon, and always with random rolls. Don't set perks on weapons or traits or whatever you want to call it. Just let people play the game and let people get these particular weapons. I can guarantee you, if you set up something like that to where people actually get like some type of random roll weapon that's good, not a garbage weapon, but a weapon that's really good, and maybe even rotated. Maybe it's a new shotgun. Maybe it's some particular weapon that you've been trying to get in the game the whole time, but you was unable to get it. Even if you like old weapons that were hard to get, lock some of them behind these activities. I'm telling you, everybody will get through the raid if you just do something on along these lines. Set the incentive high. Like, okay, if I'm in a clan and there's five of us online, or there's four of us online, and we're gonna get some type of weapon for carrying somebody through the raid, no matter how long it is, because these raids are long. If you want people to really want to go out of their way to help everybody else, you're gonna have to give them something better. And something better is some type of special weapon. Like, you can do it. You're giving us Ridge's Claymore, and people have to grind for it. The raid is a grind within itself. It takes a long time to get through raids. Sometimes you can speed run it, but it don't matter, speed running or not, as long as they're helping somebody get it. I mean, what should it matter? So if you give some like special perk, I mean, not special perk, but give weapons that have special perks, but they're random. So it's like when people, basically had the glitch in order to get the grass Malik. You give them something to chase. If it's random rolls, everybody's gonna be looking for god perks and that god weapon, and you gotta make it RNG based. You think people won't chase that? That's worth the grind. If I know there's a particular weapon that I need, and it's just like King's Fall. How many people played King's Fall all looking for armor? Every time you ran through the raid, like every week with three characters, it was always a chance that you might get that piece of armor, and then there was a chance there's many times people ran through that raid and just couldn't get the helmet, and then out of nowhere, when they least expected, that helmet drop, or that chest piece drop, or that leg armor drop, or the class item for the warlock drop, which sometimes was hard as hell. But you gave you didn't really need incentives right there. You just made people want to grind for certain things. You're starting to do it right with the exotics and the way we go about getting exotics, and that basically is locked behind RNG, and there's certain activities you're gonna have to do in order to get these type of weapons. And you brought back random rolls, and I guess random perks and perks on different armor, and then you even brought back the Whisper Worm, which is hard within itself. I mean, it's cool, why not give guided games for that? Why not place Whisper the Worms in guided games? Because, I mean, to be honest, you just brought the weapon back and you're already nerfing a major perk on it. So the weapon's probably not going to be as good as it was before you did that. So why not give everybody a chance to get it by introducing it to guided games? And then that will allow people to get it. That two people go in with the Whisper Worms carrying one person and help us get these weapons. That's the whole thing. It's like, if I'm gonna pay $60 or 70 or $80 for uh, basically to play this game, like, I want to be able to experience all aspects of the game, not just, oh, I can jump in the crucible when I want, or I can play competitive, or I can do strikes. Okay, we need raids, we need, we Spire the Stars Leviathan, there's constantly raids being put out. But as far as like solving the problem of people not actually being able to participate, that was supposed to be the thing in D2. A lot of people in D1 didn't get the chance to experience raids. It was a lot easier to get in raids then. Now everything is supposed to be a lot different. It's supposed to be a lot easier, but it's not. It's a lot harder to do raids now. The raids, to me, I'm not really a fan of them, but I'm a fan of Destiny, so I continue to roll with this game. And I get a lot of flack for it. A lot of people say I'm stupid for continuously paying $80 for something that, there's always something missing. But I mean, it comes with the territory. You're gonna buy what you want, and some people may see it as stupid. I see it as just, you're gonna buy what in life. You're gonna pay for what you want, and I want to continue playing Destiny. I'm trying to become a content creator, and I'm trying to bring people to my channel. And since Destiny is the game that I play, why not try to create my channel built around that? I play Division, I play other games. I just uploaded, I mean, not uploaded, but I just basically finally bought Horizon Zero Dawn so I can finish it. I even, they have a not, this is not promoting PlayStation, store, but in PlayStation Store right now, they got Horizon Zero Dawn, the something edition, and it got to everything. It got to the second expansion in it. It's crazy. Everything that you get for $11. Like if I was you, I would go to PlayStation right now and check that out because they got some deals going on. But that's besides the point. Back to the subject. Look, I'm just gonna break it down, and hopefully Bungie hears it, or maybe a content creator with a real good voice as far as like his audience is vast and Bungie actually listens to him. Look, you try this. Try adding Whisper the Worms into guided games. I know everybody's not going to get the weapon, but everybody should be afforded the chance to get it. And a lot of times, if you're not in a clan, you have to go on LFG. And LFG is not popping like it used to. It's not like D1. There's a lot of people that don't want to help you. There's a lot of people that's just barely getting into this game. And they just want to do what they do, and that's it. And the only time they want to help you is when they need help. So how about you put that, Whisper the Worms, and activities like this in guided game? The guided games give us better incentives for people that actually in major clans that, they do things of that nature. I'm not saying take the money away from the people that are basically hustling in order to help you accomplish what you need to accomplish, but why, if you see online people are paying upwards to three, four, $500 in order to get a sniper, to get a carry in a raid, why not take that away, and do something right, like give us incentives, okay, I'm gonna reiterate that guided games, special weapons with random perks. Every time it's a random perk, people are going to chase that. They're going to constantly take people through guided games every week in order to get them special perks. Maybe some type of increase to light level with the gear. Uh, maybe some a certain type of gear that correlates with that you did guided games. So maybe I do guided games, and there's a whole, excuse my language, a whole armor set based around people that do guided games, and not just trash, but something good, kind of like you did the Solstice of Heroes, but something along that line. Now maybe once you collect all the armor, as you have to complete the whole raid every time doing guided games in order to get a certain type of armor. People are going to chase it. And not only that, in order to upgrade it, you got to do maybe run people through prestige a certain amount of times in order to upgrade this particular armor set. People are gonna grind for it, and then you also got a chance to get certain. Well, you also get a certain weapon, random rolls, and people are gonna get. They're gonna go through it as much as they can. These raids are long. They're not short, they're long, and they're tedious. And if you want people to actually want to help people, you got to give them better incentives. So give them armor sets. After they get the certain armor sets, in order to fully upgrade it, like the Solstice armor, they got to do prestige. They got to run through people through prestige. Maybe run a couple of people through Whisper the Worms, and after a certain amount of that, then their armor is fully upgraded to the highest light level that you got at that time. Not you hit the peak and it's like three something. No, you already have a five something or whatever, the highest light level you can get, but it has to be fully upgraded. Plus random roll, a particular weapon with a random roll, just kind of like the ES Luna was. Everybody was chasing it. You got to give incentives. They allow people to be able to get certain weapons. It's not like the Crucible. The Crucible's different. The Redrick's Claymore, okay, not everybody's gonna get it, and that's understandable. But these are raids. If you lock all this behind, if you lock all in-game activities behind having a major group without giving us any chance in order to do it, because like I said, it's not that everybody doesn't want to be in a clan. Some clans, they, you have to, excuse me, you have to have experience, and other than that, if you don't have no experience, they're not really trying to deal with you. Like I said, this guy that was running me right here, CB Gray, he's not like that, dude. He literally running people through that. He had one guy that couldn't even make it through the jumping puzzle. They killed the boss before he even got there, and the whole time he was giving this guy uh positive feedback, like, oh, don't worry, man, take your time. I know, the jumping puzzle, but don't trip. The boss will be dead before you get here. You're gonna get that weapon. He kept telling the guy, you're gonna get that weapon, and at the end, he got the weapon. They went in there, they destroyed the bosses, him and his helpers, and he got the guy the weapon, and he ran people through heroic, and he tries to get as many people out the way as he can. The same way with the escalation protocol. Yeah, he doesn't keep running you through it until you get the weapon, but he gives you a chance that you normally probably wouldn't have unless you found people on LFG to help you. And like I said, LFG is basically dead. Every once in a while you'll find somebody, but for the most part, I'm on here all day. Uh, my work allows me to basically affords me that opportunity to be on here and gaming. So yeah, you should, Bungie, just think about it. Think about giving people options to where they can actually have people to help them, because I mean, you already faced with RNG when you're dealing with the escalation protocol, but to know that unless you find a group to help you get through certain activities, you're basically locked out. And for somebody that's paying upwards to $80, you shouldn't be locked out of no content. You should be able to participate in everything. Or else, what's the use of purchasing your game? What's the use of purchasing Curse of Osiris? Or, there's activities you can run through by yourself, and that's fine. But if you got activities to where you need a group in order to help you through it, then you might want to give something else. Give people incentives. Not everybody's in a clan, and not every clan wants you in their clan. So give people incentives to actually help people. Like I said, you got maybe one or two people on YouTube that want to help you, but they got friends and they got clan members, so they pretty much got to stay within their lane. And that's basically it. I'll say it again. Give some type of incentive, maybe shaders, not just shaders, but give shaders an emblem, and then that will get burnt out after a while. So what you do is you give a certain weapon with random rolls, and you give armor maybe with random rolls, but in order to, just like the solstice armor, but the only way to upgrade it is to run through prestige. So you're going to have people constantly chasing and constantly wanting to help, because they're going to want to have their armor all the way up there, and they're going to want to get that perfect rolled weapon, and they're going to constantly keep grinding until they get it, just like King's Fall, well, the Taken King, when that came out. And that's basically it. My name is Sire the Risen. Hopefully this video wasn't too long and drawn out, but I just wanted to go over that because I feel like a lot of us are not experiencing the full everything in this game, just due to the fact that we're, by constraints, and that's basically not having a group to help us out, and not only relying on RNG, but relying on other people to help us when there's no real incentive to do that. So fix guided games, help us get these weapons, and allow us to have the chance to actually experience Destiny to its fullest. And like I said, my name is Sire the Risen. Sorry I prattled on, but this is just something that I think needs to be said. And you enjoy the rest of your day. I will be streaming right now, probably Division, and you enjoy the rest of your day. Late.